Uh, Welcome, Sadhana. Today we have you in the international webinar series. I'm so happy to have you representing many, many students out there. And you're going to inspire so many people. And let's hear what you have to say about Read Singapore.
Okay, thank you. So I'll talk about Read Singapore.
Yes.
Okay, so it's an organization, and I'm really happy that I am. I have a role to participate in it, and I'm
Super.
really proud. Yeah,
Welcome.
thank you.
Yes, yes. So you will be in the community and you will get many more opportunities, and not just my work or myself, my initiations, but even when others are initiating and people are looking for reviewers, speakers and all, I will refer them to you. You will get more opportunities. Welcome to the community.
Thank you.
So now, so what do you have to say about Read Singapore?
Actually, the story it's actually very relatable to me because Singapore, the first language is English, and then the second language is our own mother tongue. So even worldwide, Singapore is a business language. It's a most common communicating language. So a lot of parents in Singapore or will usually like pressure their kids to do well in Singapore in English more than their own native language. So I find it relatable because usually how I say is from kindergarten to now, they always even in Martha classes they'll speak in English because a lot of students really don't know how to translate their words into Tamil, and it's actually kind of like sad because how I say is it's really sad because it's our Tamil is our blood. Without Tamil, we don't know the culture, we don't know the moral values and the values that the Tamil society holds for us, like since um, Ponniyin Selvan times. So yeah, so like losing the culture and losing our language is a big disgrace to us. Without it, because without it our identity is gone, it's like being snatched, and I personally feel like I can't live without Tamil. Yeah, my parents usually encourage me to speak in Tamil with my own Indian friends and at home,
Mhm.
but it's usually hard for me to speak in Tamil with my other Indian friends. Not, I
Mm.
won't say all, but most of them, because in my school, personally, I don't think everyone understands Tamil.
Mhm.
Because as this story says, they say that we think in English and then we translate it to Tamil.
Yes.
And usually, right, I wasn't able to relate it. I was like, how can he think in English? Because I think in Tamil. And then
Oh,
I translate English. Yeah,
okay.
so like I was wondering how can he do that? Because since young age, where I got since my first word it was Tamil. So I always think in Tamil and then I translate it to English. So like I think that's what my other friends are also doing, thinking in English and then translating in Tamil. So
Yes,
they can't.
I always did that, and my sons also do that. Sorry to interrupt. You continue, please. Yes.
Yeah. So I think they do the same.
Yes.
And whenever I speak in Tamil, they're giving a blank stare. They'll be like, "What are you talking about? Like, are you speaking some language I know? That is not the language I know." So it's like really hard for me because out of habit, I'll speak in Tamil with my Tamil friends,
Mm.
and they will be like, "Sorry, my parents are Tamil. We are Tamil, but I don't know anything about it." So like I have observed that people who do not speak Tamil don't know the culture and the beauty that we are like having, because like whenever that so like during Deepavali they'll be like, why we celebrate Deepavali? Why we do this? Why we do that? I don't understand. This is just lame, boring. Like they're embarrassed to be
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can continue. Please continue.
Yeah.
Uh,
So like so like I find like Tamil Singaporeans are sometimes are embarrassed to tell that they're Tamil or like that. I mean, I don't think it's all, but
Yeah.
from what I see in my school, because during our concerts or anything, there will be always when the teachers ask for participations, like you don't need to perform or don't need to say anything, just host it, like
Yeah.
because because we want responsibilities, we want the teachers want us to know more about culture, research about it, but like I'll do the slides or something, they'll be all be like, no, this is lame, this is not
Oh,
cool,
oh,
we are too
okay.
cool for it. So
Oh.
it's like, how is you trying to show off your culture to like our beautiful culture to the whole school, not cool for you? So it's like sometimes I'll be like so shocked like at them, like how are you able to live without Tamil? So like, and my next point comes to in the story he says that he got distinction with A and he passed Tamil for A, and he's after 2 years of not studying Tamil, he was actually scared that he will not be able he's not able to be as good as he was in Tamil like last time. Actually, right, I was also able to be relating to that because in primary school I was actually really good at Tamil. My writing skills, my reading skills would be all like on the top level. But when I'm not able to speak Tamil in my own Tamil class, that's when I start to realize I'm actually kind of like backing down also. Cause like whenever, so like I knew in primary school I actually knew a lot of words in English. I can translate to Tamil without any problem. But now I'm like, wait, how am I able to translate this? Cause I'm not able to speak to Tamil with my own Tamil teacher. In fact, so it's really hard for me. Cause like if I speak Tamil in front of the whole class, half of the students won't even understand what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
They'll be like, "This girl is just blabbering her own in her own world. We are going to do something else." So
Yes.
I have to sometimes after I speak Tamil, I have to explain it in English,
Hmm.
and like that, it's hard for me because then I have to think in English. I have to like tell them in English, and it's like really like it's like my rights of speaking Tamil like being snatched away. That's the feeling I will get. So it's like sometimes I feel like, no, we need to save Tamil. We need to we have to save Tamil.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So like but I feel like when we speak Tamil or when we are able to learn the Ilakanam of Tamil, we are able to like we are able to learn it easily because Tamil is a very easy language to learn.
Yes. Yes.
Like once you know the Ilakanam of it, it's very easy to speak, very easy to write, and you can do anything with Tamil. So
Yes.
it's
For
just
the for
motiv-
the for the benefit of the international audience, by Ilakkanam, sadhana is meaning the grammar, the basic grammar of Tamil. Okay, please continue.
yeah. So like where was I? So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if we want to as a Tamil student,
Yes.
we need the determination, the motivation to like uphold our culture, our language to the top
Yes.
because our language is the most oldest and the classical
Yes.
language,
Yes.
and it's a very beautiful language.
That's
We
right.
must be proud to tell the whole world that I am a Tamil,
Yes.
and my language is the most classical and the hardest language you can learn. But if you
Mhm.
learned it, you can like easily talk
Yes.
about it.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
like what I really want like Singaporeans to know is please be proud of your language because in I have witnessed a lot of Tamil students in train, bus, public. They will never speak Tamil unless they're talking bad about someone.
Oh my
Like
goodness.
yes, that is like I've observed it a lot. So they won't talk in English. They will always talk in English, and I think that lot of people think English is a knowledge. You see, yes, English is not a knowledge.
It's a tool to communicate, tool to
To
share knowledge. Yeah. Oh,
Yes, a
yes.
lot of people think that, oh my god, she knows English, she knows English so well, maybe she's smart.
Oh,
And then like, they'll be like, okay, this girl, okay, she knows English too, but she's not that well in it. Her grammar's have it makes it, that means she's not smart. So
oh.
like they're comparing people with their English language, like how good they are in it. They think it's a knowledge.
Yeah.
So please, it's not a knowledge, it's just a language and a tool to communicate with someone. And also, this also brings me to my next point that
Yes, please.
our Tamil culture is slowly going down and down. Like it's
Okay.
we are not able to really show it off because students nowadays they don't know what is the difference between modernity and Western. You
Hmm,
see,
hmm, hmm,
because
hmm.
in sometimes in Tamil functions or
Mhm.
events that is related to Tamil, they don't wear their cultural clothes all the time. You see,
Mm,
most
mm.
of the time they'll
Okay.
wear pant shirts or
Mhm, mhm.
gowns, and then
Mm.
they when the elders ask them why are not wearing, they'll be like, this is modern, this is the
Oh,
trend.
okay.
But that's not the trend, that's not the modern. It's a Western, you're going to a Western culture,
Mm,
you're not being modern. That's not what modern is. Showing
mm.
our, like, people think our culture is old and lame. No, our culture is beautiful, and everyone must know about our culture, everyone must learn about it, and everyone must know that Tamil people are very proud of their culture. Because when only Tamil people are very proud of our culture, that's when other cultures and other regions will start to respect our culture. Because if you don't respect our own culture, how will they respect our culture? Yeah. So like I want, and so I'm saying that this is not modern. Being not able to speak Tamil, being not able to know your culture, is not modern. You're just slowly transforming yourself into Western, and people in Western will not accept you as a Western person because of who you are. Like, they will, of course they're not gonna like do racism or anything because you're not Western. They won't accept you. So don't force yourself or make yourself hate Tamil. Like love it, love yourself. Okay. So
Yeah.
because so yeah, and I also feel like this impact happened like back in the British time because of how they superior themselves, like they were like, I'm an Englishman and I'm gonna rule y'all, you better respect me. So like that impact of fear have actually still been passed on even after few centuries. Like they're still like, oh my god, he knows English, that means he is like superior. We don't know English, we are like not superior, we are inferior. So like it's also an impact of it because of
Yes.
the amount of fear they've created within us.
Mm-mm.
It's like
Mm-mm.
300 years of fear that they have built up, that
Yes.
it's still impacting us.
Yes.
So like we should also have this part in our, maybe our educational system for
Mm.
Tamil students,
Mhm.
because we need to know that English is just a knowledge. It's not a knowledge, it's a language, it's a part
Yes.
of our tool, and
Uh-huh.
not the main thing that judges us or tells us who we are, how smart we are.
Yes.
Okay, we can um we can build our knowledge or improve our knowledge by many ways, like reading
Mm.
or learning something, but not a language does never improve our knowledge. I mean, it does improve our knowledge, but
Yes.
not but it improves our language skills other than
Yes.
our knowledge. So students, I mean, read a lot. Read a lot. It really gives a lot of knowledge both in
Yes.
Tamil and English. Read a
Yes.
lot.
Yes.
Gives you a lot of benefits.
Yes. And
And yeah.
you're done? You have
Just
more? You have
yeah.
more? You have more?
uh, Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all.
Okay. Okay. That's a very profound reading from you for a 15-year-old. Mm, Nothing is left of what the short story is conveying to the reader, because this short story is actually talking about whatever you have said, rather than the story by itself. The story is just a string that is holding so many things that we want to
Yes.
convey, and those are the things you have covered. You touched on the colonization of the mind, which is still lingering in us, which may take maybe another 2 to 3 centuries to get over, probably. And with all of our efforts, it can be earlier that we can get
Yes.
out of that colonization of the mind, right? And you rightly put it as being modern is different from being Western, which is very very true, and a point to ponder. And I respect that. We all know language is part of a culture. Once the language goes, the culture diminishes. The culture goes down slowly. And Mauritius is one of the examples for that. Mauritius is a place where the percentage of Tamilians is high, very high compared to many places like Malaysia or Singapore. But because they lost the language, they still hold on to the religion and customs, but they lost the language, and they are actually regretting it now after centuries.
Yes, because like they're not able to like show
Yes,
them the identity of their
yes.
language.
So when you hold on to the language, the culture stays fresh. The culture might evolve, but it's still strong. But when you lose the language, it's a different story altogether. And that is one thing. Yes, the story has a subtext to it. In fact, it has many subtexts to it. The story by itself is nothing in that, right? And you rightly put it as it when you know the grammar of Tamil, it's compared to our many languages, although it's one of the oldest classical languages in the world. The grammar is easy compared to many languages, because I know Sanskrit, I know Hindi, I know a bit of German and all that. So Chinese, of course, spoken Chinese, and so I know how the grammar is so simple in Tamil, especially in our language. The four tones are not there. And the four tones in Sanskrit or Hindi or Chinese is making those languages very complicated at many times. As in Chinese, you have similar pronunciation for so contrast words. I know those. That way, Tamil has a simple grammar, and I too agree with that. The children or the young generation, they stick to English mainly because they think there are two things to it. One is we belong to the minority here, and that make them think like, okay, if I'm sticking to English, at least I get over that minority feeling and all that. So they want to go into the mainstream. They think English can help them. I can understand, but it's not needed when the group is fully Tamil. But like you said, not all Tamil students speak fluent English. That is also there. So thinking English is very common. And although I have authored dozens of books in Tamil earlier before I retook English, I remember thinking in English and writing in Tamil. But yet I did contribute much to the language in modern literature. And you said you are so relatable to what is being said in Read Singapore. And that's precisely why I called you. Because you're a local student, and I needed a reader who can relate very well and convey what she thinks about it. And the good thing is you did touch on this story. It's a good thing because the story is actually nothing. Yet there is some interesting value to that storyline, simple one, which the readers can read themselves. And I think if you come across, not in, say, Tamil group or Tamil class or Tamil teacher or MOE, because this is relatable to also to other language, meaning Chinese second mother tongue, second language, or the mother tongue subject, or any other. Any student, for any student, any language, this is applicable. Therefore, if you think any workshops or class, MOE related workshops or teachers who might be interested in having this story in their workshop facilitation, do feel free to inform me and give them the story. That is one thing. And I'm very happy you read it so well. Nothing has been left in this, whatever you covered. I had not, in fact, I had most of the speakers are adults, and of course, their stories are different, of course. They had more than I had intended in the short story. And some of them surprised me with their reading. And some places I had to guide them to read as they were reviewing, in the Zoom. But here, of course, it is a simple one, relatable to a Singapore students more than any student in the world. So you were able to cover everything, and that's really encouraging and so promising to see a speaker, a reviewer in the making. And welcome on board, Sadhana.
Thank you.
I will refer you to people who have opportunities. You
Thank
made
you.
good, and you made good use of this platform. And congratulations.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Way to go. You will do very well, I'm sure. I'll keep you in mind with others who are initiating, such opportunities. I will let them know. Okay.
Okay.
And thanks for your time. Thanks for your reading, and I appreciate your valuable time. You're studying. You have so much to study and things. Yet you took up this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome, Sadhana.
Hi.
Yes. Welcome to the international webinar series. And thanks for your time reading and to review and for this recording session. Now let's hear what you have to say about Read Singapore.
Okay, so starting off, I actually used to read a lot of books like when I was young in primary school and a lot. But then like slowly as like years passed, my like the time I had decreased. So like I couldn't read a lot also. So like you giving me this opportunity to read was like something that I did for after a very long time. So
Super.
after although this story was short, but it was sweet. It was short and sweet, but
Yes.
I really liked it because like when I was reading it, I could really feel like all the elaboration and all the like tiny little details that the persona, like the person in the story really like noticed, like the description of every single thing, be it the library, be it how he's feeling, or be it anything like the book. Even it was very like in like descriptive, like the way it was written, it was very like inspiring. And I learned a lot from it, like how you can express.
Okay, so
so that's for what I learned. And for the story itself, I think it's something that really like relates to me, like because I'm a teenager also. So like because this perspective is from like a young adult who has a mom who's also like Tamil, and my mom is also a Tamil. So Like, although I also go to the library, and when I go to the library, like every single thing that is said in the book, I could feel it also. Like, be it like looking for the books, or be like looking for someone to for like looking for help in the library. Like every single thing was the same, and like the atmosphere. Like when I read the book, when I read the story, it was like as if I was like in the shoes of the person. So I could really feel like the feelings. I felt myself being in that exact position.
Lovely.
So, yeah, that's how I felt.
So, you have anything else to say?
Yeah, this is more or less.
Okay. So, you have any questions for me?
Okay, what inspired you to write this story? Because like you can write about anything else in this world, or like even like about Singapore. Like there's a lot of different things I can write about Singapore. But why do you choose exactly this story plot and this storyline?
I write Singapore fiction. I've been writing for 28 years, and all my fiction talk about Singapore and Singapore issues. This is just one simplest of stories. And I chose a Singapore student to read this for obvious reasons, which you will know now. I couldn't give this to a student in the United States. Of course, the student might be able to relate to some aspects of this story. But for a Singapore student, this story is very much relatable, right? That's why I had to choose a student from Singapore. Why I had to write? I'm writing about Singapore all the time, and this is one factor, one thing, one issue that Singapore always faces. MOE faces. Singapore students, especially Tamil students, face. This is one issue. I write all Singapore issues, and therefore this is one of the issues. Therefore, I had to write. As for the story itself, the incident, small incident, happened to my son when he was in JC, just at the second year of JC, I think. And he was himself, he was amazed by what happened, by the way the librarian helped. A librarian who is a Chinese, can't read and write Tamil, and yet was able to read the characters. Of course, their language is such that they are used to reading their language by character. And therefore, she was able to find out the book for him from the, thousands of books there. There are two things that we talk about in that librarian. One is that the sincerity. The sincerity, any employee in any setting can take away from that librarian. The sincerity to help, as in really help, not just say and just disappear for good. No, but to really help. She did it. Second thing is that tapping on the strength that you have. For example, her strength was she was capable of reading the characters, not the Tamil, the character. She used that strength to do something to serve the customer or the reader. A good librarian, an inspiring staff, right? Those are the things she carries in her. The other side, the protagonist, this boy, who has done higher mother tongue, completed A levels, AO level Tamil, right? And he's so doubtful about his language. Doesn't use his language for talking, lacks confidence in language. But again, it is one of the oldest classical languages, and he lacks confidence. But in the end, he's able to. That's because during his years of learning the language, he wasn't dedicated to learning it, not loving it, just as a chore. When will this end? AO level, then I get rid of this Tamil business. That's all was in his head. Just like my sons, I must add there. Right? Both of them did Tamil, higher mother tongue. Good schools. Victoria, St. Joseph, both of them. But now you tell them to read, I doubt they will read. They might be able to read, but they lack the confidence. Are they willing to read? I don't know. They will ask for English text. So now this story must reach MOE, in my opinion. I don't know if you and the other sadhana, both of you are going to take, I don't know how you will take the story to MOE. English story, yes. Therefore, all of them can read, right? Even those Tamil students or Chinese students, anyone can read this.
Yeah.
And it reflects the way the students, local students, see mother tongue, the subject of mother tongue as it is, and what's happening during and after. So MOE is insisting on learning the mother tongue, which is very good. Once you know the mother tongue, you are carrying the culture with you.
Yeah.
You forget your mother tongue. You don't choose to ignore your mother tongue. How much ever culture you take along with you in your life may not be sufficient. Language has its culture with it, isn't it?
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah, definitely.
So this story is so much Singaporean, so much for the students of Singapore. And therefore, it came out as a story from me. Any other question?
Very inspiring, like the way you thought about every single problem before you wrote this. Like there's a different aspects of this story that you thought of.
If I didn't write it like this, then it is surprising. Then it is news. If I wrote like this, it's not news, because 28 years someone is writing. They will have to write the standard, right? Any other question, darling? Any other question?
Mm.
You can ask me anything.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Mm. Like the writing style itself, like I'm very like amazed by the writing style itself, because usually books are not, because the description and everything, because usually the books that I read personally are not like described this way, so it was new to me. So like
really,
I did, yeah.
In fact, I describe less compared to Dan Brown. Dan Brown, have you read? No. You read Dan Brown, then my description is nothing. So it's so subjective. What I think is, what is the story about? What is the setting? What is my message? These three things will decide how much I want to describe, or how less I want to describe. Description is not always a plus. In this story, because story itself is so simple, I had to set the setting. Even a reader from any other country will be able to get the picture of Singapore Library. I had to get the backdrop for any reader, even outside Singapore. So I had to.
Because when you're reading, you're actually in the position, like you feel that you're like actually in the
yes, that's right. So that feeling will come. Then bring the protagonist to go around doing whatever he wants to do, and what happens to him. And that is very simple in this story. Therefore, I had to create the backdrop, the setting. And through all these, through the setting, through the simple storyline, I'm sending across a huge message there that, learning your mother tongue requires dedication. And it's not just about taking it as a subject and throwing it away in your 18th year, 17th year. Rather, take it forward in life. The mother tongue, right, is not just a subject, throw it, done with it. It's not that. That's the message I'm trying to send across. And also that when there is some dedicated learning, you won't forget. When a staff is so dedicated, a non-Tamil staff, in getting you the book, just tapping on her strength that she can read characters. She's able to do it because she's able to do it. She's sincere. Similarly, when you have courage in you, if you're going to ignore it, then you're losing big. Whereas if you're going to take it seriously forward, then you're having a big asset. Is what I had to send across. I'm sure the readers get that. Did you get that?
Yeah. I could get the sense of the mother tongue. Because we need to the language is very important for everyone, and everyone has to really
it's not only that as a second language, I mean the mother tongue language, and not just as a subject, not to be treated as only a subject and thrown away, but it's more to do with life, to take it forward. That's what I had to send the message across to the readers, and for that I had to give that setting, and therefore some descriptions. I normally minimize descriptions. In this, I had to do a little more to get the setting. Yeah. Anything else? Anything you can ask.
The ending was also very unique for yours. Yes. It was just like a one word or one dialogue ending.
Yes.
Yeah.
Open
Did
ending.
it actually end there? Or
yes. Exactly. So yes, because the story itself is so simple, and I can't be ending it like happily ever after or something like idealistically. Suppose that Raghu is saying to mother, from now on I am going to read Tamil books. If he's going to say, it is too idealistic. He is not the character. He's not going to do it. But such a subtle thing can happen. And that's what I thought will be more realistic, rather than something idealistic, right? So I gave it like that. So anything?
No. Yeah, no. It was good. Yeah, it was a good experience for me. Like both chatting with you as well as reading the story itself.
You're most welcome, and you're in the community now. I have to say this: you're in the literary community. You're included here. Keep reading and get ready for any other such opportunities that I might bring to you in future. Not just my writing and my initiative, even when some other writers are looking for such serious readers who can read and review, share experiences, I will come to you. We can make use of the opportunity, and not any obligation. You can say if you're very busy, you can say I'm busy, not this time, next time. You can say, and you can use the opportunity if you are free and willing. And I think you should continue reading. You said you stopped. Please continue.
I didn't stop entirely, but I'm still reading, but it's just lesser than last time. Because last time when I was traveling on the MRT, like I always had a book in my hand. I was like that kind of a reader.
Start that again. And when you read, as a reader, you should remember to grow, not get stuck in one level of reading. Get serious, read, grow, and read better and better books. And reading is what made me who I am today. 28 years of writing, and before that, 5 years of passionate reading. And I continue to read, even though I'm an author, published author. I continue to read. Reading is what makes me happy. So you should continue to read. Start reading. Don't bother about what people might think, do, or whatever. It's not cool thing. Let them think. You read. Reading is what can give you wisdom. So even this book indirectly says, right? We have Read Singapore campaign in Singapore, right? Right? Read Singapore. And I'm asking the readers to read. Read Singapore fiction. Read about Singapore. Read Singapore. Read. Any way you can interpret that title. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thank you, Sadhana, for reading, agreeing to. Yeah, thank you very much. Stay in touch anytime. Most welcome to reach out to me for anything, any guidance needed in reading or whatever. Okay. So anything? Are we ending off? Best wishes.
And thank you so much. Yeah.
Bye.